Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the Gabby Hour. I'm your host, Gabby Giselle, and today I'm feeling a little bit tired. I'm feeling a little bit not super energized, but I'm also like super excited to film. I feel like taking a month off of filming has really like rewired my brain, and I'm like, okay, like I'm fresh with new ideas. I'm taking a lot of inspiration from the world around me, so I'm very excited to talk about the title of this video. But before we get there, hi, my name is Gabby Giselle. Welcome to the Gabby Hour. I'm your host, and this is just where we yap. We talk about random shit. I tell stories. I talk about things that have happened in my life. I talk about pop culture, current events, different themes and topics, things like that. Feel free to leave a comment down below of something you want me to discuss. I also do have a vlogging channel here, as well as all my personal social medias and all the podcast social medias. Go check them out. Okay, they're on the screen somewhere. You'll see them there. They're also linked down below. But let's just get right into it, because honestly, I was very excited to film today because I don't know, I've been hyped up to film. I've got like all my notes here. And we did a little bit of research for today's topic, so I'm very excited. But guys, this week has been really busy for me, at least at work. I can definitely tell that we are getting closer to what we call down here in South Florida season, which basically just means a bunch of old, rich white people coming into town, and they spend lots of money with us, and we're very happy, and everybody's very happy. And it's just busier. It means more traffic, which does suck, because also snowbirds do not know how to drive, because Floridians already don't know how to drive. So like mix Floridians not knowing how to drive and then add a bunch of old people who probably shouldn't be allowed to drive on the roads. It's not a good mix. It's a real it doesn't do it for me. I'ma just say that. All right. I've always said that if I were going to be any sort of police officer, it would be a traffic cop, which would just be like me guiding traffic, like, you know, like this. And then if anybody did anything fucking stupid, I would just shoot them. I'm just kidding. No, I would just like, I would be writing tickets left and right for dumb things. I'd be like, you're so dumb. Why are you doing that? So yeah, that does suck a part of season, but for the most part, season just means that we're gonna get busier as a business. All businesses are gonna get busier, which is great. At least for the business. At least for the business, and also for the employees, because that usually means more tips. A lot of people down here, especially younger people, rely on their tips for their wages, and so season time is the best time for them. So yeah. What else? Oh, the weather has been so nice, because it's still warm out. Like, don't get me wrong, we're not anywhere near fall weather here in Florida, but we are definitely on the verge of like a crisp air. You know what I'm saying? Like a crisp morning. Like today, in the middle of the day, it was like 78 degrees out, and I was like, wow, this is so nice. And yeah, that's just like the best. I really, so a couple months ago, like 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, I actually bought furniture for my back patio. Okay, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna turn into like a at-home workout girly. I'm gonna be doing yoga, meditating. I'm gonna be doing my damn thing out there. I bought all this furniture, all these decorations, and it's cute out there. But it was so hot out there that I just like didn't want to be out there ever. So I still have yet to hang out back there. I'm gonna be honest with you. I put all the furniture back there, I put all the plants back there. They are in fact dying. Yes, they are. But other than that, I just like I don't know. Also, on top of that, so the house that we live in, we rent this house. So it's not like we're not doing any fixer uppering. Okay. I got my Olipop, like I said. Olipop, if you want to sponsor me, I might do some product placement for you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, my man and I love Olipops. I'm a vintage cola kind of girl. He likes root beer. But so this house is pretty old, right? It's a nice, cute little house. I really like it. I think it's perfect for Jake and I. Like, it's the perfect size. It's much smaller than what we had before, which was like a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, 2-story townhome, which was just like way too fucking big. Because it just took days to clean, because we have pets that roam the house and make a mess in every room. And so like, it's not like I can just ignore the rooms that I don't use. It was like my cats were opening these doors and going in and leaving hair everywhere, and it was just not good for me. And then we also have a husky, named Benny. If you guys have not checked out the vlog channel, you might have seen him on there. But for the most part, Benny is a very chill boy. He is a very hairy boy, though. And he do be living that hair. He be hairy. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's not fun. It's not fun to clean a house that big by yourself, okay? Because at the time, I was the only one really doing any cleaning because Jake was working so damn much. Now he helps a lot more, and especially being in a smaller house, it's so much easier. But he does do a boy clean, and if you aren't familiar with a boy clean is essentially a clean to the naked eye. Okay, it is a clean to the boy eye. It is quite literally just putting things in a straight line and wiping the counter around them. It's also using the same sponge and or rag to wipe down pretty much every surface. Thank God he was not using it on the toilet. Because that would have really sent me into a downward spiral, and I think that would have been the end of our relationship right there if he had done that, but he doesn't do that, so thank God. Anyways, Jesus Christ, I'm going on a tangent, but I really like our house. I'm not complaining. I'm not saying that it's like a shitty house or anything. It's actually really nice. We have a backyard, but like our back door has always been kind of like rough to close. Like it's always needed like a good slam. Do you know what I'm saying? And we always kind of thought it was because the ground wasn't really level right there. But I think it's because we keep the AC so cold in here. Don't tell my landlord. But we keep the AC so cold in here that it literally gets like dewy on every window, every door. And so it's like expanding, I feel like, because they're made out of wood, especially the back door. It's made out of like hard wood, and I feel like it's gotten wet. And then on top of that, like we just went through like rainy season outside, right? Like we're still sort of in rainy season, and it just, the double humidity is probably not good for the door. So the door's expanding. So I literally have not been able to open my back door, I'm not joking, for a month. Like since before we got back from New York. And even before then, Jake had to be the one to open and close the door because I couldn't. And I would say I'm a pretty fucking strong girl. Like I can deadlift 300 pounds. I'm telling you right now, that door, not budging at all. And so it's stayed closed for the last like month, and so that's also a big reason why I haven't been using that back porch, because it's just like difficult to get in and out of. Like I would have to, if right now I wanted to go sit on my back porch, like when we take Benny out to the backyard, we have to walk him around the outside of the house and take him on the side fence and drop him off there, and then he can whatever. And then our back porch door is always open so he can come in and out of the porch with shade. But it's just like, it's one of those things where it's just like, I know that it just needs a new door. We just need a new door. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to call my landlord to do it because I feel like I hate having a landlord in my business. Not that I'm doing anything wrong. It's just weird. I just don't like people at my house. So it's like, I don't want to call a maintenance guy. I just know that we should just buy a new door. But it's going to be like $400. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, should I just call my landlord? Probably. Am I gonna? No. Am I just going to leave that door closed for the next like 7 years? Probably. Honest to God. I don't even know where I was going with that. Oh, the weather's nice. Okay. And I want to go sit outside my back porch now that it's like cooling down a little bit and it's nice out. But I really can't. Oh, another thing, I'm very excited. I got my costume. I got the last bits of my costume because I've had the same costume for 3 years. Okay. I've had a Remy the Rat costume. I mean, I'm talking ears. I'm talking corset. Okay. I've had the ears and the corset. Okay. To do Linguini and Remy the Rat with my boyfriend for the last 3 years. Okay. Because when we first started dating, our like anniversary day is October 3rd. It's October 3rd. And so when we first started dating, like I was staying at his house while he was out of town, and then it was Halloween was on like a Friday or a Saturday, and his friend Noelle, who was living with us at the time, who has since deceased, R.I.P., shout out Noelle. It feels so weird to just say that, like dropping bombs on you guys. Another really bad joke came to mind, and I'm not gonna say it out loud, but it's not funny. That's the moral of the story. It's not funny, Gabby. You should just shut up, okay? I have way too much of like a morbid, very dark humor, and sometimes it does not. Like playing Cards Against Humanity with other people with like normal humor. What do you mean you don't think it's funny that Barack Obama made me get an abortion? I'm just I'm just saying. Like, I don't, sometimes I be throwing shit out on Cards Against Humanity, and I'm nervous. I'm like, how is this going to be received? Like, do you know when people are also, they do the thing where they're like, oh, whose was this? It almost won. It almost won. Or like, whose was that? That was crazy, right? It's always mine. It's always mine. And I'm always like, yeah, like, that's crazy. Like, and meanwhile, like, I thought it was the funniest thing in the world, but people just, like, have a normal sense of humor. And I also hate playing with people that are, like, slightly older than me because they, like, take everything so seriously. Like, I do not identify with most of the things that Gen Z are up to, okay? Like, I am not... I just learned what 6'7" was the other day, but I think that that's Gen Alpha. I don't think that that's Gen Z, okay? I think that that's Gen Alpha. But, like, I'm on the precipice of, like, the brain rot humor mixed with, like, still a little bit of, like, okay, I take something seriously. Do you know what I'm saying? And so I don't quite fit in with people who take things too seriously. And I hate playing Cards Against Humanity. It gives me so much anxiety. I get excited, and then as soon as I say, oh my god, we should play Cards Against Humanity, right? Like, we'll be at a bar or somewhere in public, and they'll be sitting there on the shelf, and I'm like, oh, we should play Cards Against Humanity. And I instantly, I'm not joking, instantly nervous as hell. I'm like worried. I'm like, hell no, these people they're gonna find out who I really am. They're gonna find out my political stance on things. They're gonna be confused about my political stance on things because I'm gonna make funny jokes about everybody on both sides of the aisle, baby. Okay, it's bad. And so I don't know if that's a shared experience with anybody else, but I truly get so much anxiety and have instant regret when I say, hey, let's play Cards Against Humanity. Instant regret, instant worry that people are going to find out that I'm not funny. I'm just messed up in the head. And, like, that is one of my biggest fears. I can't. Okay. Guys, I can't play Cards Against Humanity. You don't understand. What was I even talking about? This is what I'm saying. I need to take, like, an ADHD genuine test. Like, do you remember the episode I did about ADHD? I think we came to the conclusion that I probably do have it. And I just need to go get a diagnosis so I can get some Adderall because there's something up with me. I can't focus for the life of me. Back to the Halloween thing. So, yeah. First year, Noelle ended up throwing the Halloween party the day before Jake got into town. So, it was not on Halloween, and it was without the person whose house we were partying at. Like, it was just not a fun vibe for me personally because I don't drink, for one. And then for two, like, it was just a bunch of, like, we have similar friends. And at the time we did have, like, kind of the same friend group. But it was also, like, a bunch of random girls who were way too young to be there. Like, I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit concerned about the people that were invited. And I don't think that Noelle even invited them. I think that they just invited themselves. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, and it wasn't like a big crowd of people either. It was like a pretty small house party. It was not giving 2016 house party, which y'all bitches would never get the vibe of, like, your mom calling you meanwhile you're at a house party and it's 2016. And to be fair, I was a freshman in 2016. So, like, for me, the version of that was like I'm at a high school party in 2016 as a freshman. Okay, because my class, okay, let me give you some lore on my class, my graduating class, because these people I knew from, like, middle school, some of them since elementary school, all the way through high school, okay? These motherfuckers, most of them rich as hell, most of them big houses, and that made for a combination of lots of underage activities that shouldn't have been happening, going on in very big houses, okay, where nobody ever got caught. Nobody ever got in trouble. Nobody's parents, and even, like, there were some parents who, like, would be there, which is just, like, one of those things culturally that I will never understand, which is just one of those things culturally that I probably will never understand about, like, white people is, why are you partying with your child? Like, you're 50. You are in your 40s, and you are partying with your child. It's weird. I will never be that girly. Like, until my kid turns, like, 21, I am not gonna watch them take a drink of anything. Actually, that's so weird, and it's so strange to me. And not because I think it's, like, morally wrong, because I think kids are gonna do whatever they're gonna do anyways. It's just kind of like, why would you want to be there? You know, like, it's one thing to, like, know that your kids are throwing a party at your house and you're just kind of like, okay, whatever, I guess I'm not gonna say anything, hopefully nothing bad happens. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Versus, because it's not like you're gonna get in trouble as an adult if your kid fucks something up, right? Like, if your kid fucks something up at a high school party, and it's at your house, you could just be like, you were supposed to be dumb and not know, so you could just pretend like you didn't know, right? Like, I don't know, I would rather do that or leave my house really than be there while my kids are partying and like grinding on each other. No, I'm good. I don't want to watch my kids like spin the bottle and like kiss their same sex friends because they don't want to kiss boys. That's literally what I was doing. Hey, I'm never beating the gay allegations. I truly am never beating the gay allegations. I have two friends. Hold on. I have two friends of mine, and we flirt religiously. Like, it is genuine. Like, people would be so they would be like, oh, they're 100% gonna go home together. Like, if these two friends and I were in a room in a public space, which we normally are, and we're flirting that hard with strangers around, they would be like, oh, something's going down there. Meanwhile, all three of us are in relationships. Every single, and I'm the only like fully straight one, I believe. I'm pretty sure. And they're always just like, Abby, you're not straight. Like, no straight woman is that bold with flirting. And I'm like, yeah, but it's like fun. It's like for the bit. Okay. It's not that I don't know. But like, low key, honestly, if Jake fucks up, watch me come out. Watch me come out. What was I back? Oh, Halloween. So anyways, then the next year, right? Next year, hey, shout out Noel because he died. And so did a couple other people and in my boyfriend's life. And yeah, not a good time for like Halloween celebration. You know, like, we were not celebrating anything. We were having a celebration of life. That's what we were having. And it was a really shitty fucking month. Also, the month of October last year, we were like moving houses and trying to figure out where we were going to live because we could not find a place to live. I'm not joking. At least not a place where we weren't going to be paying fucking $3,000 a month for a shitty old house in Florida. Like, sorry, what? So we were like struggling with that, and it was just a lot going on. So last year we did not do anything for Halloween, nonetheless. This year, right, I asked Jake, I was like, there's a Halloween party this Saturday. Do you want to come with me? Because, like, obviously it's going to be a hard month for him. I'm not going to ask him to do anything on Halloween, and I'm also not going to be like doing anything myself on Halloween. Okay. So I was just kind of like, you know, what do you want to do, right? He's like, maybe I'll go with you. But then the other day, my friend Kaden, okay, who's moving, she's fucking moving. She's moving to Utah or something like that. I don't know. She's going to go work at a ski resort for like 6 months. Okay. She's coming back. But when she comes back, she's going to like get married and shit. And she's going to be like a grown ass woman with a husband and all that, which is crazy because she's like 3 years younger than me. Freaking me out. But she was like, oh, let's hang out, blah, blah, blah. So we're supposed to go to this Halloween party together. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm whipping out my Remy the Rat costume. Finally. It's been sitting in the same packaging since I need to check and make sure that it's not been like eaten by moths. I swear. So I'm like, heck yeah. Guess what? She texted me yesterday. Oh my God, I forgot I have a softball game. Girl, you're moving. Miss the softball. No, I'm just joking. She's actually a very good softball player. So she plays in like leagues, like adult leagues, multiple of them, and she has like a game or something, which is fine because we're gonna get breakfast on Sunday. But anyways, so she isn't gonna come with me, and I don't know if Jake's gonna come with me, but I am going to dress up as Remy the Rat for fucking once, okay? I am not going to go another Halloween, all right, with not celebrating and not doing something fun because I deserve a little bit of fucking fun, okay? Is it a shitty month? Yeah, kind of, but I'm gonna celebrate at least a little bit. So I'm gonna go to this Halloween party. Hopefully some of my little friends will be there, and then I don't think I'm gonna be doing anything for Halloween, but I'm so excited to be Remy the Rat because I just got my little skirt in, and so I have two options, and I need you guys to will this come out before then? No, it's not going to come out before then. But I guess while I'm editing this, I'm going to insert a picture of my outfit. Okay, this is what I will be looking like at my party. But just know, I couldn't decide between wearing thigh-high boots, right? Like platform. They're not thigh-high, actually. They're like knee-high boots. Knee-high boots with stockings that come up to my thigh with little bows on them. Or wearing my Mary Janes with frilly little socks. Okay, because I was kind of with like black stockings. I was like thinking of wearing like black stockings, Mary Janes with white frilly little socks, or wearing no stockings but wearing white socks that come up to my thigh with a little bow on the front and my black boots. I don't know which one I chose, but I know that I'm going to be slaying regardless. Okay. What else? Yeah, I think that's like it. I think that's it. The other thing with my costume, I don't know if I should wear the tail. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the tail in every costume is just kind of giving furry. And I'm not a furry. I do know furries. I'm not friends with them. Hey, I can't be friends with a furry because how am I supposed to trust you around my dog? Do you know what I'm saying? And not that like all furries do like sexual things with them, because like I know that they don't and like blah, blah, blah. But come on. You're going to try to wear my dog's skin. I can't trust you around my pets. And if I can't trust you around my pets, I can't trust you at all. That's just a fact. All right. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's all I have to update you guys on right now. A little life update. Yeah, here was 20 minutes of me ranting about fucking who knows what, having absolute ADHD spasms. But anyways, okay, so let's get into today's topic because I'm super excited. This is something that I forgot about. But kind of recently has been brought back into my life. So I'm going to kind of tell you guys, first of all, the topic is the law of attraction. Okay, the law of attraction, we're going to talk about like what it is and like how it works and who invented it and the story behind all of that So like just stay tuned, okay? But I want to first set a scene for you guys. So Sunday night, I went to bed kind of early. Like not early, but early for me. Okay, so I got nice good sleep. I wake up Monday morning. I had a dream, okay? Monday morning I wake up and this is the thing, I only remember my dreams when they end up coming true. I'm not joking. Since I was like 12 years old, I stopped dreaming entirely. And ever since then, anytime I have a dream, it is something that will eventually happen. It is a premonition, and I'm not joking. All right. Monday, wake up. I had a dream. You want to know what that dream was? I'm at Hassan's house. Who's Hassan, you might ask? Well, why the fuck are you asking me, bro? He is like a famous political commentary podcaster dude who streams on he's not a podcaster, he's like a streamer, and he just talks about like politics like 10 times. I'll insert a picture. The man is beautiful, all right? Love him. He right now actually has like a big like, people think that he shocked his dog with a collar. I'm just being honest. I don't think he did. And I'm going to tell you what, though. Y'all are damn good at making me feel like maybe he did, because a lot of people like framed it a certain way. When I first saw the clip, I thought like, oh, people were just mad because he yelled at his dog. And like, not a good thing, but I'm not going to lie. As somebody who has had pets my entire life, I've never gone in my life without pets, ever. Okay? I love dogs. I cry about dogs and stray cats all the time. Like, I literally wish that I could save every fucking animal on the earth. Okay, I was vegetarian for 9 years because I love animals. All right, I've yelled at my pets before. I've been like, shut the fuck up, bro, shut the fuck up. Okay, I have done that. I have gotten upset. Like, have you ever tried to give a cat oral medication in the form of a pill? It's hell on earth. It's absolute hell on earth. And yeah, you yell at your cat. Yeah, you fucking grab it by the mouth and you like pry their mouth open because you got to. All right, you got to, and you feel horrible about it. And then you're like sitting there crying and sobbing, and you're like, I'm really sorry, but I just need you to eat it. And then you shove it down their throat, and then they spit it out, and it's like it's dissolving. And you're like, man, you need this because you have worms. And you're just like, no, will you just eat the fucking pill? That's how I feel. No, just nobody else? Just me? Okay, cool. I'm not gonna lie. I've yelled at my pets before. I'm not gonna lie. I've never like kicked an animal or like abused it in any sense of the word. But I've definitely yelled at it. It is crazy. That was crazy work. I've definitely yelled at a pet. I'm not gonna lie, okay? I've had pets my whole life. Sometimes they'd be doing fuck shit, especially if you have cats in like the weird, awkward teen phase where they just want to fucking bite everything and they want to rip everything off the counter and break every glass that you like and fucking rip into all your food. You can't leave shit on the counter. Yeah, it's annoying. You yell at your pet sometimes. I don't know why he was yelling at her. I think he was yelling at her because he gave her like the place command and she wasn't placing because he had just been out of town and his mom doesn't really like keep up with the training sort of thing. And he was like frustrated about that. And then he was also frustrated because his Wi-Fi had gone out and the stream had gotten shut off, and like he was like dealing with that shit. And then at the same time, like he's like over here fiddling with some Wi-Fi or some weird bullshit, and then it looks like he reaches over, zaps his dog, she yelps, and then she sits down and like just lays down, right? And so people think that he like clicked a button and like shock collared his dog. I don't really think that he did. I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't think that he did. I'm not saying that he didn't. I'm just saying from what I saw, and if you actually look at all of it, was it right to yell at his dog? No. I think it was kind of bitch activities to get upset that your dog is walking around. Yeah, it's kind of fucking weird. But at the same time, you're frustrated. You're trying to give your dog a command. Like, if you've ever been with somebody who has a trained dog, they have a trained dog for a reason. And that is because they don't want their dog just doing fuck shit, okay? And, like, some people have a different perspective on dogs. And I've never had a trained dog. My dogs used to piss and shit in the house, no matter what, okay? I could have just taken them out and they would walk in and piss, okay? They would just do it, okay? I don't know. All right? I have cats that will shit and piss outside of their litter box. Doesn't matter. All right? I wish I had trained animals sometimes, but I don't, because number one, I'm not paying for nobody to train them, and number two, I don't have the patience to do that myself. So, but I get being like frustrated, and then like you're trying to tell your dog to do something, and it's supposed to do what you said, and then it doesn't do it because your mom was just watching it for like. When we went to come pick up my pets from my mom's house after that week in New York, they all had fleas. Okay, they were all fucking itching, and I'm like, dude, what the hell? I checked them, fleas. So then I had to get fucking flea collars and flea medication, and I still have to give most of them a bath. Like, it's not been fun. Now, I think that the flea medication is working, but really annoying. I'm like, what the fuck, right? Because, like, you know, my mom's not taking care of them in the way that I would. Well, it's not like she didn't take care of them, but obviously she has fleas in her yard or still in the house somewhere from another animal, and mind you, they have 6 cats in that house. And so I'm like, they have fleas. Like, there's something, they all have fleas. There's no way all my cats came back with fleas and yours don't. Like, they have fleas. And you know, it's frustrating. So I can get it, but yeah, kind of a bitch activity to yell at your dog. But I've done it before. It's not my proudest moment. It's like yelling at your kids, man. You feel like shit. Like, I don't want to yell at you, bro. I don't want to yell at you. I don't want to like smack you off the counter. But I will. I fucking will. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, gentle parenting does not work. It does not work. But yeah. Anyway, so I had a dream I was at Hassan's house, and I was like helping him set up for like a party. And there was only a couple of creators there early on in the day. There was Tara Yummy and Vanilla Mace and I think Cutie, and then probably like a couple other like randoms that were around, but not that many people. Like, it was just kind of like people there. And his mom was there. She's so cute. I obviously don't know her in real life, but whenever she's like, they have people over, she like brings them food and snacks and stuff. She's so cute. But yeah, his mom was there, and I was like talking to her. This is like where my dream starts. We're like in the kitchen island, and I'm talking to Hassan's mom, and she's like just being really, really cute. And then I go out to the living room, and like I think Vanilla was like streaming or something at the time, like on Twitch. And I'm like, hey guys, like blah blah blah. I walk back into the kitchen, and Hassan's over there, and we're like kind of chatting, and he's talking to me about like, you know, content and like YouTube and stuff, and like how's it going, and like da da da. And he's like chatting with me, and then a notification pops up on his phone, and his phone is like on the island, like face up, right? And this is so crazy. I'm telling you right now, I'm predicting this shit, because I've never remembered a dream so vividly unless it comes true. And his phone is like face up, and I see like boobs, like not like they're out, okay, but like a woman wearing a dress, and they're big, and you can tell that they're there. And then it's like a picture of her and him, right? So I see his face very clearly. I know who he is. And then next to him, he's like holding a woman with like pretty big tatas. So I'm like, oh, I don't see her face, or at least not that I remember, right? I don't see her face. I don't really know like who she is or whatever. And I like looked at it, and I felt guilty immediately. And I look at him, and he looks at me, and he's like, did you see? And I was like, I mean, I saw stuff, but I didn't like see who. Like, I didn't see a face or anything. And I was like, I don't know who that is. And he was like, okay, good. Like, don't say anything, right? Like, he's clearly in a relationship and trying to keep it private because he's like very private about his like romantic life, I guess. People like speculate he's dating like all these different streamers and I don't know, whatever. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Okay, who cares who's the man? Who cares who this man is sleeping next to at night? Not me. So I'm like, yeah, like I got you, right? And I wake up. Like that's literally that's the dream. That's my entire dream is I'm at Hassan's house and we're getting ready, like decorating for a party. Tara Yummy, Vanilla Mace, Cutie are there, and then a bunch of other creators. They're streaming. I walk into the kitchen again and I'm talking to Hassan, and then boom, boobs on the screen. He's like, oh, did you see that? And I'm like, no. And he's like, okay, cool. Like, don't tell anybody. And I'm like, I won't. I got you, King. And then I wake up. Crazy work. So weird. Mind you, like, I do watch Hassan almost every day. Like, if not, like, the stream, then, like, some clips and stuff of his stuff. Because, like, he genuinely is one of my favorite people to listen to their commentary and the way, and because he just knows a lot about all this stuff because he's been doing it for so long. And me, like, I'm 24, like, I don't know that much about politics or, like, historically, like, how other countries have interacted and, like, foreign policy and all that stuff. So, like, I feel like he's very educated on that sort of thing. And so I really enjoy when he talks because he seems to connect things that I would not have understood the significance of unless he explained it to me. So I have this dream, right? Later that day, like Monday evening or like, yeah, Monday evening. Today's Wednesday, by the way. Monday evening, I'm sitting and folding laundry or something. I was like cleaning or something in my house. And I'm listening to this TikTok and it comes up and it's like Latinas are connected like by their dreams. Mind you, I haven't told anybody about this yet. Like, haven't told anybody about this. Latinos are connected by their dreams, like da 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 da. Like, I didn't tell anybody about the dream because I feel like it's kind of random. And also, like, me, like, who am I gonna tell my man? Like, oh, by the way, babe, I had a dream about another man. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like that would go over very well with him. He'd be like, that's kind of strange. But it was just so weird that I remembered it, and I kept remembering because sometimes I remember dreams for like a split second, but they go away, right? But any dream that I remember throughout the day and multiple weeks after, it is a dream that ends up coming true. Okay. So catch me hanging out with Vanilla Mace, Tariyami, and Hassan. Like, I don't know. So I'm watching this TikTok and she's talking about how when she was a kid, like she was told a lot, and she's Christian, so she's kind of like, it's kind of like God shows you whatever, which is fine. I don't mean to roll my eyes. I do mean to roll my eyes, but no disrespect if that's how you feel about it. But I'm more of like the universe sends you messages, right? I believe in quantum physics. I'm super into that sort of thing. I love learning about it. I highly recommend you guys check it out. Like, just look up the theory of like quantum physics and multiple realities. Like, just if you've ever seen Interstellar, that's basically like what it means, sort of. It's obviously like a very fiction and sci-fi version of that, but it's similar. It's the basic concept. Like, if you've watched Interstellar, you'll know what I mean. By the way, stellar fucking movie. All right, I was so pissed when I was in like the 8th grade and I went to go see that with my friends, and they were like, "This is boring. I don't understand what's going on." I'm like, "It's fucking science. Like, it's fucking physics, and you just don't get it. And maybe if you just shut the fuck up for 5 minutes, you would know what's going on in the movie." I hate going to see movies with people who talk throughout the entire shit. It's so annoying. Or people who are on their phone and then they have the audacity to look at you and be like, "Wait, what happened?" Bitch, be for real. So irritating. But yeah, she's talking about like how she believes that God shows you images of your future or sends you warnings, right? And she says like as Latinas too, like we get messages from our ancestors and like we are told certain things. And she's like, oh, this dream I had and I remembered it, so I knew it was significant and it meant like this. And like one time I knew that my friend was gonna get engaged because I had a dream that like she got engaged and like blah blah, blah. Like just like crazy shit, right? And I'm like, yeah, like honestly, so weird. In high school, my senior year of high school, I moved to California. So I had like a whole new town, whole new set of friends, whatever. It's October time. For Halloween, I went to this girl's house. At Halloween, the night before, I had a dream that this girl was standing above me wearing like a newspaper style dress with a bat and it was like red lighting, and she was like staring down at me, almost like not staring down at me, but like staring behind me. But I was like on the ground scared of her for a second, right? I don't know this girl. I just met her, right? School in Cali started like mid-September. So I don't really know this girl yet. She's in my theater class. I really like her. Hi Kendall, if you're watching. I don't think she's watching. I haven't seen her in forever. But I remember being like, I have to tell her this because I need her to know if this ends up happening, I already knew it, right? Like, I've never been able to catch it with somebody except for this time, right? Like, because sometimes I tell people and they instantly forget and they have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm like, okay, I get to this party and we're like chatting or whatever, and I was like, dude, can I tell you something crazy? Like, after we were all kind of like getting comfortable with each other, I was like, can I tell you something crazy? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I had a dream, and I tell her the dream, and she's like, oh, like, obviously like so disturbed that a random girl that she barely knows just had a dream about her. Like, yeah. And months later, like in January or February of that next year, I got a call from my friend Julie, and she was like, hey, like, will you come with me to help film this project for my film class? Like, blah, blah, Kendall's coming over. Like, if you want to come over, I need somebody to help with like different things. So I'm like, great, awesome, absolutely. So I come over, and we're filming like a mini like horror series or movie or whatever. And so my friend Julie is like, okay, you're going to wear this. She gives her this newspaper dress, right? And this whole time I don't know, like, I don't recognize the signs. I'm not like, oh, it's coming, like nothing at all. And this is how it always happens. I'm completely oblivious, right? She hands her this newspaper dress. We're filming all over the house, like scary, spooky or whatever. And she's like, okay, Gabby, I want you to hold this light bulb, this red light bulb, this lamp, right? We took off the shade, just the red light bulb. And she's like, sit on the ground because I want the lighting to come from below her. And I'm going to be next to you. And Kendall, I want you to walk through with the bat like you're scared coming around the corner. And she does it, right? We're in the middle of filming. And I'm standing there with this light. And I'm looking up at my friend Kendall. And I'm like, fuck. I wake up. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I've dreamt this before. I'm like, oh my God. And I told her about it. I'm like, I have to tell her. Like, I have to tell her, see if she remembers. So I wait till she's done filming. It was a very short clip. So I'm like, oh my God, I can't say anything because I don't want to ruin the shot, right? Like, I don't want to ruin the filming. So I'm like, holy crap, is something weird about to happen? And so we cut, and I'm like, Kendall. And she's like, what? And I'm like, do you remember? And she was like, yeah, I think I remember because I thought it was weird that, like, you had a dream about me and we just met. And I'm like, yes, like, thank fucking God. Like, finally, for the once in my life, I had somebody else catch it, right? And so I'm thinking of that, and that's a really good example for me. There's also been times where, like, randomly I get deja vu. Like, I will meet somebody for the first time who's a friend of a friend, and we'll be having a conversation, and something will happen, and I will be like, I've dreamt this before. I already knew you, right? Like, it crazy. And so a lot of people, I've read online a lot about it, and it's like a lot of people have the theory that that's you jumping into like jumping back into your timeline. Like, you made a decision or something happened at some point while you were living life, right? Before that dream happened, and you moved realities, right? So, like, let's say this is like the plane that lives where Kendall was standing above me with the lamp, right? And at some point down here in my timeline, like years before, I jumped realities, right? Like multiple realities. So I jumped realities. So I'm now down here. While I'm down here and I'm moving towards this, where this is supposed to happen, I have a dream about it, right? And that dream is like the universe sending me a signal, hey, we're going to jump realities. And lo and fucking behold, like 4 months later, just you get sucked back up into your reality where it happens, and that's why you have deja vu. But it's because you were always supposed to have that happen to you. The dream was just a vision of the future to let you know, to prepare yourself to like jump realities, right? So when I had that dream, and then I see the TikTok, and the girls like talking about dreams and how it's like we're really connected as Latinas and blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, okay, like I guess like maybe that'll come true, but like I'm not even like, when I make content and stuff, like obviously I have the podcast, but most of my content is like book related. So I'm like, why would I even be hanging out with like Vanilla Mace and Tara Yummy and like Hassan? Also, like all three of those people are very different content creators. Like none of them make the same style of content. So I'm just kind of like, what are the odds that would actually ever happen, right? So when I woke up in the morning and I had that dream and I remembered it, I was like, I'll probably forget it by the end of the week. It's Wednesday. I still haven't forgotten it. And I was like, man, like that's crazy. And then yesterday morning, so mind you, I had the dream Monday morning. I woke up having that dream. Monday evening, I see the TikTok about dreams. Tuesday morning, I'm at work and I have my AirPods in and I'm listening to a podcast. It's like early in the morning. We haven't even opened yet. It's early in the morning and I'm listening to Las Alucinas podcast, which is like a Mexican podcast of these two girls. And they're so funny. Highly recommend if you're Hispanic and you want to watch a podcast in Spanish. They are so funny. I love them to death. They have seen so much success in the last year. It's so inspiring. Love them. They're the best. And they did a podcast episode where they were talking about like conspiracy theories, something like that. And they were talking about kind of giving like a life update like I do in the beginning of my podcast episodes. And Gas, one of the co-hosts, she had recently gotten a cat and she was talking about how her whole life she's wanted a cat, but her brother's been allergic to a cat, and then like she's always really wanted a white cat. And then recently Lupita, her co-host, got married in Spain, and they were in Spain, and she had a dream that she had gotten a cat someplace where she didn't live, a white cat, again the same white cat that she's always had a dream of. She has this white cat in mind, and she has to like hurry up and get all the shots and the paperwork and everything done so that she can take the cat with her to go to her house, right? And she lives in Mexico City. And so the whole time in Spain, she's like, oh, maybe that's the cat, maybe that's the cat, maybe that's the cat. But she kept trying to like get close to the stray cats, and it wasn't happening, right? Like it wasn't happening. Obviously, like stray cats are going to run away from you. They're not going to let you just pick them up. So she flies back home to Mexico, and she stops in her hometown where her friend is living. Her friend asked her to like take her to an appointment or something. And then her friend's parents and her family, they captured these 3 kittens or something like that. And they needed to find them homes or whatever. And she was like, okay, like show me the cat. And if it's a white cat, like a female white cat specifically, I'm going to take her home. Right. And that would be someplace where she no longer lives. Right. And she would have to hurry up and get all the paperwork done because she had to be back in Mexico City for work, obviously. So she's like, okay, like if it's a female white cat, she goes there. It's a female white cat. It's a female Siamese. It's like a very white Siamese, and super cute, by the way. Love her. I think her name is Dolly Parton. So yeah, and then they start talking about like manifesting and like how you're very like in tune with what you want. You have to be that way. They're talking about how all the success that they've seen in the podcast is due to that, like being so focused on this idea of what you want. And then they start talking about the law of attraction, and Lupita starts talking about it a lot. And I've already known about the law of attraction for a very long time. I used to be a very like in my spiritual girl era, like meditation, crystals, like cleansing, healing, saging, like fucking witch bottles and shit. Like I was that bitch for like a little bit. I still own all my crystals because I still think that they're good omens, and I do cleanse them regularly, but I don't like sit and meditate as often or do yoga as often or try to really connect with the spiritual world or anything like that anymore. But when I did, I was super into law of attraction, and I used to do like I am statements every single day. I used to do like positive affirmations in the morning every single day. I would be like journaling, writing down, right? And then after that phase of my life, I became a business owner and became, successful and like all this stuff. And then I met my boyfriend. Like I lost my boyfriend that I was dating at the time when I was like in my spiritual girl era, like wiped him out of my life completely. And then like I kind of was on a come up, right? And so I kind of like manifested this life for myself. And Lupita's talking about like the law of attraction. She's like, the thing is that a lot of people think that it's just like when you think about what you want. And she's like, that's not it. You have to think about what you want, and then everything, you have to get your physical body to where you want to be, right? Like you have to vibrate at that level mentally and physically. Like you have to become obsessed. And she's like, with the podcast and stuff, like there was times when I wasn't sure if this is what I wanted to do, but I became obsessed with it. She's like, you have to have this level of obsession with what you want, with the life that you want, in order to have the life that you want. And so I already knew this. Like I've already known this for a long time. This is a basic concept for me, at least. I know that there's people out there who probably have never heard that, but for me, I already knew that. So it wasn't anything new. But it was so crazy to me that Monday morning I wake up and I had a dream, right? That obviously at that point in my dream, I was successful as a content creator, specifically on YouTube, because all 3 of those people are on YouTube, specifically on YouTube. And I'm at the level where I'm hanging out with people who are like very, very well off and famous in the industry. The same day, I have a TikTok pop up that's talking about how dreams connect you to the spiritual realm and their messages from the universe and your ancestors. And then the next morning, I have a podcast episode that normally doesn't talk about anything like that ever. Normally, they just tell funny stories and they're chopping it up or whatever. And for them to have such a long segment in their podcast about the law of attraction, freaking crazy. So I'm like, let me look up the law of attraction. Like, this podcast episode was going to be something totally different. I was going to be spooky, like conspiracy theory vibes, like telling scary stories like on Reddit. And I was like, no, let's talk about the law of attraction. And I was like, let me figure out what it is, right? So I Googled, don't worry, I have notes. You already know I come with receipts. So first we're going to talk about where the law of attraction originates. The concept of law of attraction originates from ancient philosophical and religious traditions, but the modern term was coined by Helena Blavatsky in 1877. So I look up this girl and I'm like, girl, who's she, right? And so it says that Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, often known as Madame Blavatsky, was a Russian and American mystic and writer who co-founded the Theosophical Society in 1875. She gained an international following as the primary founder of Theosophy as a belief system. And then I was like, what the hell is Theosophy? Because I've never heard of that. And it's actually pretty, like, I believe in this also, but it says Theosophy is a mystical belief system and philosophy that seeks divine wisdom by integrating aspects of various religions and spiritual traditions, such as Hinduism, Buddhism, and Neoplatonism. It was founded in 1875 by Helena Blavatsky and Henry Steele Olcott, and is based on the idea that a single universal reality underlies all things and that humanity is on an evolutionary spiritual path, right? So basically the idea that, like, yes, there's different religions, yes, there's different like practices, but at the end of the day, it is all connected. That's sort of like the idea that, like, it doesn't matter what religion you are practicing, they all are so similar in the idea of this like greater divine, like this greater purpose, this greater force in the world that is the root of everything, right? That's kind of like that's the idea of theosophy or theosophy, yeah. Which I find, like, I didn't know that was a term, which is interesting. So I guess I believe in theosophy because I agree. I definitely agree. I've talked to my mom about this, especially because my mom is a very religious person. She's a Christian. And my mom is always trying to get me to go to church. And as a kid, or maybe even as like younger person, I would have been like, oh, okay, sure. Like, and I would have forced myself to go to church and whatever. I used to go as a kid. And I understand like the basic beliefs as a Christian. I just think that for me, the Christian church, I feel like has become a totally different world than what it used to be, at least when I was a kid. So it's not really my jam anymore, if I'm being honest. But I've always told my mom, like, I think though that like at its core, Christianity is just like be a good person and do good and you will receive good. Like, that is just the truth, right? So anyways, back to the law of attraction. I looked up like the principles of the law of attraction, and I wanted to share them with you because I feel like a lot of people know what the law of attraction is as a basic concept, but they don't know more in detail. So I have a list here. It says, like attract likes. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs project a certain energy into the universe. Positive thoughts attract positive experience, while negative ones attract negative outcomes. Number 2, focus on what you want. Your energy is drawn to what you focus on. Therefore, it is crucial to focus on your goals and desires rather than on what you lack or what you don't want. That is like a really big thing, because I think when you're trying to manifest your life, if you're constantly like, let's say you have a shitty job, right? Or you're in a shitty relationship and you're like, man, like, I just want a man that is better and that does right by me, but my stupid fucking boyfriend and this man is a loser and this shit and I always pick the loser. I always pick the piece of shit. Like, you're focused on that, that's all you're going to keep getting, right? Versus if you stop focusing on that, stop giving your energy to that person, get out of that relationship, separate yourself completely, and then focus on something that's better for you. Like, that's how it happens. And so, like, that is so important. And then number 3, it says, believe in your ability to receive. Believing that you can achieve your desires and that the universe is abundant is essential for manifestation. Doubt can be a significant block. Again, like, with you not believing that you deserve the best relationship, the best house, the best lifestyle, the best health, the best, you don't deserve the happiness, right? Like, having that lack of self-worth and self-confidence and self-love will block you from receiving all the things that you want to receive. Like, bitch, believe in that shit. That is crazy. And then it says raise your vibration. A lot of people are gonna be like, this is woo woo, whatever. I don't care, because I truly believe in this shit. But it says to attract higher vibrational experiences, you must cultivate positive thoughts and feelings. This can be achieved through practices like gratitude and positive affirmations. Again, back when I was in the fucking rough, all right, not making any money, not really doing shit, dating a loser ass man, like not doing anything with my life, I started doing this, positive affirmations, I am statements every single fucking day. I read the book Think and Grow Rich, and it very much tells you that you need to write down like your day, like a day in your life, if every single thing that you want to achieve is true, and like write it in the present tense. Like, my name is Gabby Giselle Alvarez, I do this, that, and the other, I have this, that, and the other, my job is this, that, and the other, when I wake up in the morning I do this, then I do this, this is how much money I make, this is how much time it's going to take me to make that money, this is the day currently that I'm writing this is a literally like talking about it like if it's already true. And that's exactly like oh my gosh, it really has inspired me, especially because I am like doing YouTube and I'm trying to pursue content, and it would be super cool if obviously it could be like my full-time job. But it's also just like, it's so exciting to me, this idea of like, yes bitch, like just do what you did before to manifest what you want now. And like, that's why I really wanted to talk about it today, because I feel like so many people, especially nowadays, there's this, I feel like the vibes are not good. Like, I feel like we're fucking killing innocent people. We are economically just not doing well, especially here in the States. Like, the vibes are not good overall. I feel like there's this very big sense of like impending doom across everybody, and like, what's the point of chasing your dreams? It's never gonna happen. Like, the economy sucks, you can never do this, never start that business, because all this, it feels so right that this came into my life this week, while I'm also having this era of my life where I'm like, okay, what's next? You know, and I'm like chasing content and stuff. It was just so good. It just hits. But the last principle says take inspired action. And I think that this is a really big thing that a lot of people, again, they just feel like, oh, if I think about it, if I say like, I make $1 million, I am rich, I am this, I have this. First of all, if all you want for yourself is things, get the fuck out of here, okay? But also, number two, like, taking action. It says you must also act on the opportunities that arise in alignment with your desires. These are often actions that feel inspired or that move you closer to your goal. And that is like a really big thing, is like, okay, take the action, and then when any opportunity comes, like, this is my biggest thing. And as a person who's owned a business now for almost 5 years, like, I can tell you, I have seen so many people, I know so many people personally, and I know so many people like adjacent to me that either started a business or currently own a business or have owned a business, that the only reason why they fail is because they don't fucking take every goddamn opportunity that comes to them. And this is something that I'm guilty of too. It's also like the hyper independence, the like, I can do it all on my own kind of energy. But like, I had a friend that own a business, right? And they were struggling. They were not doing very well, right? And I offered so much help. Like, I'm really good at social media, so I will do your social media for free. Like, I will take a video of the event, I'll put it together, I'll send it to you. Boom, like, here's some content for your Instagram. I take pictures, I tag you every single day, like, type shit. Like, I was doing that for this person. And they wouldn't post anything that I would send them. They wouldn't repost anything that I would tag them in. They were just not doing anything. I would be like, oh, like, maybe if you did this, maybe if you did this, maybe, and it would just always be this negative block in their head of like, well, if I do, I can't because this, and that. I can't because this, and that. And I feel like also that happens when you're no longer in love with your business, right? Like, when you're no longer in it, because I feel like I reached that a lot recently, where it's like, somebody will say like, what if you do this? And I'm like, I can't because blah, 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 blah. How am I supposed to do that? Like, it, whatever excuse, doesn't matter. Well, I don't have the staff to do it, so why I can't do that, blah, blah, blah. I don't have the time because I can't. It's an excuse after excuse after excuse. And that is a block, right? I've even like that person, I offered them, I was like, I will work for free. Like, I will work in the evening time for you for free, so you can take time off and save money on like payroll. There's been business friends of mine that like are starting a small business, and they're talking to me and they're like, oh yeah, like I met a girl recently who was like, yeah, I'm going to start doing like charcuterie boards as like a side hustle, blah, blah. And she was talking to this other girl. She's like, yeah, you need to get your LLC. You need to get your permits. You need to do that. And I'm like, bitch, you haven't sold a single charcuterie board. Why would you do that? Like, you don't have to pay taxes unless you make a certain amount of money. You haven't even made a single dollar yet. Why are we making an LLC? Why are we starting an LLC for a company that doesn't even fucking exist? Go out there and try it first before you pay your $138 LLC fee, which you're going to have to pay again in the next year, before you tell the government that you are making money in this certain thing, which you might not even make enough money to have to pay taxes. Like, what? Like, why is that your first idea? Oh, I need to get my LLC and my business license and my this and my that. You're not even you're not opening a physical location. You're not doing anything. You are literally, I was just like, no. The first thing you should do actually is make your social media. The second thing that you should do is post content on there to like promote your business. The third thing that you should do is network with people on social media by running ads, sending messages, putting out flyers, talking to people, telling people that it is. And the fourth thing is that you should go out there and fucking make money in your business. And then you should go get your LLC and like whatever else that you need. But for right now, you haven't even started. Like, you don't have a logo, like you don't have anything, and you're already like on this LLC shit. And it's not like they were starting a business, like you're starting a charcuterie board business. Like, it's like starting a coffee bar, okay? You could start a coffee bar from your house and just deliver to people coffee. Like, quite literally. You don't need like any sort of fancy permits or anything for that. Like, you could just do that. You can just do it, right? Now, obviously, eventually the goal is to grow it to where you are going to be making enough money to pay taxes and all this stuff. And then, like, yeah, you get your LLC, you get your business license, you get all these things. Great. But it's like, I don't know. It just, people who don't know, there's a lot of like chatter when it comes to a business or when it comes to any sort of endeavor. A lot of people like to talk about what they're going to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Like, for me, when I first started the podcast, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to post this and I'm going to do this and I'm also going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then I learned that it's not that damn easy and you need to calm the fuck down. You need to get the basics right? So the last couple of months of me doing the podcast, it's been a lot of learning like the editing process, what editing software I want to use, how to make clips, what works, what's going to get the clicks, how to like caption my videos, how to put the description on my, and I'm still not like the best at it. Obviously, like I don't have a big platform yet. Like, it's not there yet. Fucking yet. But it's like, this stuff just makes me go like, last night I was out somewhere and I was editing the podcast episode that I just uploaded last week. And I was like, oh, like, I'm gonna get like my calendar together and organize the videos and stuff. And then I was kind of like, there was an app where you could organize your video files and all this stuff, and I can't remember what it was. Today, at the end of my day, I'm at work and I'm sitting down and I'm like doing mundane tasks. I'm like making a flyer on Canva. So I'm like, let me put up some like cute video in the background. Like, I'll watch a vlog or something. Sarah Caroli posted a vlog. In that vlog, she uses Notion. That's the fucking app, okay? She uses Notion to organize her videos. I'm like, like the universe is just like, bitch, just do this. Just do that. Just fucking grind this, okay? Like, you can do it. And so, man, it just fucking blows my mind. I love it. So I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, man, like the law of attraction is like, I'm going to talk about that. Like, I'm going to talk about that today. And today, like after I saw that video, I was like, man, like I wonder how maybe I can put at the end of the video like a way that people can use it and like start using the law of attraction. And I feel like I don't know much about it. Like, I'm not a fucking guru. I don't know everything, and I'm sure there's a million other videos on YouTube that will tell you how to use the law of attraction. But I put it into steps, okay? So I found these steps on the internet and I just copy and pasted them. But number one, it says ask. Get clear on what you want. Spend time thinking about and writing down your desires in a clear and specific way. Be detailed about what you want to attract, whether it's a new relationship, a better job, or improved health. Send the message. Mentally project your desired outcomes. Some suggest writing it down, creating a vision board, or using affirmations to make your intentions clear. What? Okay. So I literally last night, as I'm like writing the outline for this episode, last night I was writing the outline for this episode. I was like, let me start writing down whatever. So then today, when I like looked up these last little steps, I was like, that's crazy. That's what I did last night. So last night I literally wrote down like I am statements, and then I wrote down like as if I'm writing in my journal, which I haven't done in forever, but I wrote down like in my journal, like, oh, this morning I woke up and Jake was leaving for work. He kissed me goodbye. I woke up in my ex apartment with X view, and it looks like this, and then I did this, and then I did that, and then I like answered my emails, and then I filmed a video, and then I edited said video, and then I went for a walk with Benny, and then I met Jake for lunch while he was on lunch break, and then I came back home and I did some cleaning around the house, and then I finally did a little bit more of editing and filming, and then I spent the rest of the evening waiting for Jake on the couch, reading, enjoying my evening, enjoying my beautiful apartment in X City. I feel like if you guys have been watching the podcast, you probably know what that was. But like I was like writing that down last night. So then today when I looked this up, I was like, man, amazing. And then it says number 2, visualize and feel it. Visualize your goals as if you already have it. Focus on the emotions and feelings associated with achieving it. The key is to feel as though you already have what you desire. Use present tense affirmations. Reinforce your belief with positive statements. Repeat affirmations like I am worthy of love, or I attract positive relationships into my life in the present tense, right? And then it says act as if. Take small actions that align with having your desire already. For example, if you want a partner, make room for them in your life on your side of the bed, which that is so cute. Like, that is absolutely adorable. That is so cute. But anyways, and then it says number 3, receive. So it says practice gratitude. Cultivate a sense of gratitude for what you already have. Regularly list the things you are thankful for to raise your positive vibration. Release resistance. Let go of doubt and negative beliefs that may be blocking your manifestation. This includes forgiving yourself for negative thoughts and choosing better feeling thoughts instead. That is very big. Forgive yourself for your negative thoughts and choose a better feeling thought instead. Meaning, like, instead of saying, man, like, I wish that I wasn't so fucking negative about all this and maybe I would have already had what I wanted, right? Like, you might be watching this and you're like, man, like, yeah, I need to stop being so negative and like having blocks in my head about like what I deserve and do this and this and that, right? Instead of having that feeling, being like, man, like, okay, but you know what, from here on out I'm going to start doing this and I'm going to start doing that, and that's okay, because at that point in my time, at that point in life, I was at a time where I was feeling that way, and that's understandable and that's okay. But moving forward, I'm going to be doing this, like changing that and redirecting the negative thoughts to positive ones and looking forward to the future rather than ruminating on the past. So fucking important. I was just like, I was looking this up today and I was like, facts, bro, like fucking facts, preach. It also says take inspired action. While the law of attraction involves mental and emotional work, it also requires action. Be open to opportunities that present themselves and take steps towards your goals as they arise. Lastly, it says trust the process, trust that the universe is working with you, and be patient. Focus on being in a high vibrational state and let go of the outcome. All I'm saying is y'all bitches better be getting everything you want by the end of 2025, because now you're going to be manifesting. You're going to be feeling fucking good. Like, I'm not joking. I'm about to be in my new spiritual bitch type shit. Okay. Like, I will be sitting here like meditating with all my crystals all around me. Like, I'm not coming to play anymore. Like, I'm so excited. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say this week, you guys. I'm just saying you need to manifest your dream life, because fuck. If we don't have anything, at least we have our dreams. And apparently my dreams have Hassan and Teriyami and Vanilla Mace in them. So, chasing that dream. Hey. Oh my gosh, you guys. So that'll be it for me this week. I don't really have a yuck and a yum this week. Nothing new. I do want to tell you guys really, really quick, since it's spooky time era. I want to tell you guys really, really quick about the book that I'm reading. It's literally right here because I read a little bit today. But this is Tender as the Flesh by Agustina Basterica. It is originally written in Spanish by an Argentinian author, translated into English. And this is a dystopian novel that follows the world after a virus has taken over all of the animals and made them completely just unable to be eaten, right? It infects them with a poison that can kill all humans, including your pets, like cats, birds. All animals in the world have to be killed and like burned alive, and or they exist in the wild away from human beings, because if your cat scratches you, you're dead. If your dog bites you, you're dead. If like it just any of it, they can kill you, right? So in this world, they end up turning to, you guessed it, cannibalism. Very weird. And they begin what was called the transition, which is like all animal plants turned into like human plants. And all farms where they bred animals. Yeah, guess what? Guess what they're breeding? Yep, you guessed it. And it's very scary, and it's definitely giving me spooky vibes. But it is so good. It is so good. It's so well written. There's a line in here. I'm gonna just read you this line. I literally highlighted it today. It's like on the page I highlighted today. But the male main character, Marcos, has a father who is in a home because he's like losing his mind slowly. And he goes to visit him there, and he sees his father just kind of like sitting there. And this is what it says. It says, his father barely speaks now. He emits sounds, complaints. The words are there, encapsulated. They're rotting behind the madness. Beautiful. Chef's fucking kiss. Like literally chef's kiss. That is amazing literature right there. That is just, I don't know what it is about that line, but it really, they're rotting behind the madness. That is so fucking, like, you can imagine like something rotting, right? This is the thing. When you can take, as an author, when you could take something like that and make it imaginable, right? Like make it a graphic in somebody's head. And now all my people with aphantasia, sorry, you're just gonna have to sit this one out. You're just gonna have to sit this one out. It's okay. But like, you are able to imagine something rotting. So if you can imagine, right? So it's like something is being described to you, like, yeah, like he just kind of like, she could have just said he sits there with like nothing going on. He doesn't say much, period, right? Versus the words are there. They're encapsulated, meaning they're like enclosed in something. And then it says they are rotting behind the madness. And in Spanish, I know that shit. Hold on, what would be in Spanish? Las palabras ahí están encapsuladas. Ooh. What's the last line? I just said it. Se están podriendo atrás de la locura. Fire fucking line right there. Okay, I'm just saying, this book is so good. I'm so excited. When I finish it, because I have to finish it by Sunday, and I will, because I'm already on page 50. It's only 200 pages. And I'm going to read tonight and tomorrow and the next day and the next day until book club. But yeah, like, this is fucking crazy. I am absolutely blown away by this book. I'm genuinely loving it. It is such a good read. I'm extremely happy about it. So yeah, that's my yum for this week. No yuck yet. I haven't like read anything shitty or seen anything shitty or tasted anything shitty in a minute. It's been an overall good week. So check out Tender as a Flesh. Other than that, I will see you guys next week here at the Gabby Hour. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you later. Bye. Go manifest your shit. Okay, go manifest your dream life. I'm gonna turn into like a spiritual guru. Okay, bye.